Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about humor in D&D and having fun and things being funny and all that kind of good stuff. And I was meaning to talk about this, and part of this was prompted by kind of a semi-unpleasant experience I had at a recent gaming session. So I want to cover the gamut. So I might ramble a little bit. I can try not to. But overall, I think the main objective of this game is to have fun. We should have fun, and that's the whole point. You're gaming to have fun. It should be an escape and really good fun time, right? And I constantly say, like I've said it here, and I say it on forums. You shouldn't take the thing so darn seriously. It's just a game. It's a silly game. You're playing D&D or whatever. It's a game. Relax. Take a deep breath. It's not real life. It shouldn't be that stressful. And so, in that context, I think we should have a lot of fun with it. And a lot of times, there's just a ton of funny things that happen because D&D in particular, to me, is a hysterical game, and a lot of things that happen that are just plain funny. I can think of the campaign I'm playing in right now. And about a year ago, one guy, slid down or tried to slide down this big pole, almost like a bat pole, that was high enough it would kill you. And there were little blades on it too that might stick out and impale you. And one guy, had to make a dexterity check to get up this thing or whatever, and he failed, and he plummeted to his death. I think got cut, and I was like, oh, geez, that's pretty lethal. So the next guy with a much worse dexterity says, well, I'm going to do that now. And we're looking at him like, really? Plummets to his death. Bam. Just totally fails this this check. And we laughed about that, for 15 minutes and probably for the next 2 months. Later on that very same game, I'm playing a thief character, and I do a black Dougal. I failed to check for traps, and I try to open the door, poison needle trap, kills me, bang. We still laugh about that because it was so silly. And there's times, other things. I can think of a lot of character death examples, unfortunately. But my wizard just died, and he gets bashed around by this earth elemental, and it was funny. It was a bummer, but it was funny. Another time, a guy just has a spell called Army of One cast on, which allows him to make one attack per opponent. And he's a good fighter anyway, and so he just slices and dices to this way of people as they're running past him, and that was funny. So we get to have a good laugh at the game, and there's tons of other things that just happen. You can make stuff up, and it's hysterical. So it should be a good, fun time. I think a gaming table without laughter is not a table I want to be at. At the same time, though, there's different approaches to gaming. There's different levels of commitment depending on what game you're in, different gaming philosophies, and sometimes you end up with people that don't quite match. Now, in the group I've been playing with, while we don't take the game that seriously, in terms of our real lives, we're kind of serious because we've been working this campaign for a while and our characters for a while, even though some of them died and we've had to replace them. But we have certain goals and objectives in the gaming world, so and we're strategists and we're scheming and everything like that. And so when we come down there, we laugh and stuff, but it's serious business, and we talk online sometimes, through email of what we want to do next and everything. And we recently had just an influx of new players. We had a couple new players come in. That was great. My wizard dies then, hooray. And that was okay. And next thing you know, though, one of the players invited some other people over, which was great because new players can be fun. But the gaming table got too big. It was about 10 people, and it was just a serious guys on one end and this laugh right on the other end with people that really didn't care whether their characters lived or died, didn't care if we lived or died, didn't care about anything. Weren't really paying attention, laughing, telling jokes, the whole thing. Kind of talking over everybody, despite some hey dude, can you just seriously, we're going to have fun, but can you calm down a little bit? And so that was kind of a bummer. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to ask some people not to come back. And 10 was kind of an unwieldy group too. Be nice about it, but hey, we're probably a little full at this point. But sometimes you have to decide. Maybe you need to sit down and actually talk. I hate the idea of a contract or that sort of thing or an agreement. But sometimes you need to sit down and just make sure you're on the same page in terms of how seriously you're going to take this because. Like I say, some people kind of come there to do some serious gaming for a little while, and we're gonna have fun. But could you please not get me killed just because you're talking about X-Men or the Avengers or texting or just not really caring? And well, I'm just gonna run into this room and shout something and hooray! Thanks a lot, dude. So that's pretty much it. I'm not sure what the final point of that is, but I think you should have fun. But I think you should be on the same page, and certainly. There's nothing wrong with that other gaming style. Sometimes, you want to get together and just play a one-off and have just a blast and not really care about anything and see who can die in the most exciting way. And, there's games like All Flesh Must Be Eaten. I played in the GIM world based on 4th edition D&D. and just in kind of one-offs, and those things are hysterical. But when you're doing that, you're at a con, the same kind of thing. The expectation is a little different. You're there to have this really riotous time, as opposed to like, well, hey, we're involved in this campaign, we're trying to do something. So I encourage you to have fun. I think if you're not having fun, you're not laughing at the table, something's wrong. But at the same time, hopefully you and your fellow gamers are on the same page and not annoying the heck out of each other.